As you know, the basics of your plan, the administration's plan, falls largely in line with our goals for student loan interest rates. For example, your proposal moves to a market-based interest rate on all loans. Our proposal moves to a market-based interest rate on all loans. Your proposal is based off the 10-year Treasury note. So is ours. You have three different formulas for calculating student loan interest rates. I thought it would be a little better to narrow it down to two. We can talk about it. We aimed to get our proposal as close to budget neutral as we could and ended up with savings of $995 million over 5 years and $3.7 billion in savings over 10 years. Your proposal is a little different, costing $29.8 billion over 5 years and saving $6.7 billion over 10. To protect students in high interest rate environments and try to find common ground with some of my colleagues on the other side of the aisle, our bill includes a reasonable interest cap. Your legislation does not include a cap, but expands the income-based repayment program, bringing the total cost of your proposal to $33.4 billion over 5 years with $3.1 billion in savings over 10 years. I'd say our proposals are pretty close, and others agree. I want to quote for just a moment from a Washington Post editorial yesterday. It says, quote, "This year President Obama proposed pegging loan rates to the rate at which the government borrows plus a relatively modest markup. On Thursday, the House Education and Workforce Committee endorsed a similar policy. Its bill may reach the House floor this week. It will indeed reach the House floor this week." Continuing, backers of the President's plan and those behind the Houses say the proposals are designed to be roughly budget neutral over 10 years. There's no reason to delay passing such a policy, close quote. So, Mr. Secretary, we have some competing ideas up here. I just want to get you on the record, if I can, as to where the administration stands. We're going to go to an interest rate that's pegged to the market for a long-term solution, or are we going to keep kicking the can down the road?
I just think, Mr. Chairman, that Congress, not just in this specific instance, but generally, we have to start taking on tough issues. We have to take them on together in a bipartisan way, and we have to think for the long haul. So we are very interested in a long-term solution. We're interested in this being budget neutral, not sort of trying to reduce the deficit in the backs of students. But I appreciate your thoughtfulness. We want to continue to work with you and other members. And the idea of coming back every 2 years to try and fix something, to me, it's just a very, with all the real challenges that the country's facing, what's going on today in Oklahoma, the fact that we can't think long term, the fact that we can't sort of take a tough issue, deal with it, move it off the table, and move on to other issues. I just don't understand that thinking. So we are interested in a long-term fix. We're interested in it being budget neutral and look forward to continued conversations with you and others to try and find some common ground.
Thank you, Mr. Secretary. I hope we can continue to work together as we bang this thing through the legislative process over the next couple of weeks.